What's going on, everybody? This your boy Bill Mahari here, representing MehariNation Sports Podcast here on a Friday night here in the city. On a Friday night here in the city of Minneapolis. Shout out to the entire LDBC. Shout out to the greater Lions Den basketball community, though, man. We about to go ahead and chop this up. And the game I just saw, we all saw, I should say, the Golden State Warriors closing out the Houston Rockets in 6 games to advance to the Western Conference Finals for the fifth time. Yeah, for the fifth time. And they beaten the Rockets for the fourth time in 5 years in the playoffs. Let's go ahead and check out the chat here. Kevin Stenhouse, salute. How you doing, man? He said, Golden State cut off the three-headed monster. Indeed. Duke, man, what's going on? What a great game. Agreed. And you know what's the best part is? Earlier today, great performance, Golden State. Harden was salty. Oh, yeah. Harden was plenty salty. Oh, yeah. We're going to get into that. We're going to chop this up. Don't you worry about that. But I got to say this, too. Mr. Stay Ready Boxing TV. If you're hearing this live stream, it's going to tomorrow when I go live at 3 p.m. on my normal slot. You're going to eat this crow. You're going to get this work. I told you what's going to happen earlier today on 503's live stream. I told you it was about to happen. And guess what? The Splash Brothers didn't disappoint me. They put me on edge. I'm going to tell you everybody about this. I put a bet wager on 100 push-ups that the Golden State Warriors was going to close out the series. Stay ready. Said, nah, this series gonna go to game 7. Harden's gonna step up. They're gonna force game 7. You know what I'm saying? But guess what? Klay Thompson, 21 first half points, making big shots, keeping his team in the game while Curry was in foul trouble. He had 3 fouls. He was 0 for 5 in the first half. Salute to Klay Thompson, man. This is why the Golden State Warriors need to keep that man. He deserves a max deal. They cannot afford to let that man go. Trust me when I tell you. Oh, yeah, Duke. Oh, yeah. Stay Ready was so convinced that the Rockets were going to close out this. We're gonna take it to game 7. The Golden State Warriors said, no Durant, no Cousins, no problem. Nitty G, salute. What's going on, sister? Yeah, I'm telling you, man. Oh, man. Oh, man, I cannot wait for tomorrow. I cannot wait. Woo, woo, woo. Stay Ready's going to eat this crow. Trust me. Trust me when I tell you. Now Duke says, and Durant wasn't even in the building. He's in Oakland. Oh, yeah. Max Steel for Klay. Green has to go bye-bye. I agree. I think the one player you can afford to let go off that crew, the one person would be Draymond Green. If you want to keep Durant and the other Splash Brothers happy, you know what? You may have to sacrifice Draymond to make that happen. You know what I'm saying? So, but now we got one more. We got 2 game 7s on Sunday. We got Philadelphia and Toronto, and we also got Portland and Denver. I'm going to get into that stuff in just a moment. But let me say this, though, too. You want to talk about defeats that are basically demoralizing? Tonight was a moralizing defeat. Now, think about this. Now, I'm going to put this in this context here. I'm going to give you a little historical example here. Remember the 2015 conference semifinal series between the Rockets and the Clippers? The Clippers were up by many as 20 points and should have closed it out. But what happened? James Harden sat on the bench for the whole fourth quarter, sick as a dog. You know, he had strep throat. He was not feeling well. He was not playing well. And what happened? The Rockets came back, and the Clippers choked the whole series with their second unit. You know what I'm saying? The Golden State Warriors bench showed up big time. I think they had about, 25 points off from their bench? You know what I'm saying? That played the big difference in the game because they got unexpected resources from their bench, because that Iguodala had to start in the place of the injured Durant. Now, I want to say this too about the Durant injury. I think a lot of people are blowing this out of proportion because some of them believe that it was maybe a torn calf muscle or something like that. Today, according to the reports by Adrian Wojnarowski of ESPN, it was basically a MRI. The MRI is confirmed it was just basically a sprained calf injury. But we'll get to see how long he'll be out for because against Portland or Denver, you know that Durant is going to be the X factor. No question about it. But I think people were blowing this out of proportion. Listen, I was reading around. People were thinking that he might have torn his Achilles tendon. Let me break something down here. If Durant would have torn his Achilles tendon, he would not walk. Okay, that's the most difficult injury he had that any athlete has to deal with. You know, and I don't wish that on anybody, especially not a guy like Durant too. You know what I'm saying? But the thing is though, the Warriors, they rode the course, they kept the game close, and the Rockets missed big opportunities. James Harden missing free throws. I think he was 6 of 12 from the free throw run, uncharacteristically, you know. This is a guy who shoots about 85 to 90% for the free throw line, and he was missing free throws. You know, both of them teams were both horrible in terms of their ball handling too, you know. Because the Rockets tried to trap Steph Curry from the backcourt. They tried to do a double team off of the backcourt, and it worked for the most part. But late in the fourth quarter, when they were double teaming in someone, what that did was it basically broke down the defense, and all they did was penetrating with Draymond Green kicking out passes, and then the Splash Brothers did their thing, and that was all there is to it, you know. And fantastic way to end a good series, but you know, I think by now that the Rockets really need some soul searching to try to fix what needs to be figured out. Their defense just costed them big time. Big time, I'm telling you, man. Now I get to talk all the trash to stay ready tomorrow, and he's going to be doing 100 push-ups while I'm just going to sit on my recliner and watch it unfold. You know how that is. DG says Buck Golden State. Hey, you can't get mad at them Warriors though, man. You can't get mad at them. You know what I'm saying? Hey, they just played a better game tonight and they closed it out. And let me tell you this though too. When you talk about when it comes to demoralizing losses though, the Rockets should have won this game. They were the better team that tonight. No Durant, no DeMarcus Cousins, and what the Splash Brothers do, shot it right in front of their faces, and the Rockets didn't do anything about it to try to stop it. That's the worst part about it. Now, I don't know where the Rockets will go from here. You know, they're really going to have to figure out a way to improve that defense, and also understand that you got to figure out a way to contain those two splash court shooters. I'm telling you, man. Or my suggestion would be maybe, you know, rid of Mike D'Antoni. You know what I mean? And now I'm getting little chats there from the group hangout. Stay Ready is mad as hell right now. Don't get mad, Stay Ready. You asked for this. You asked for that, man. You know what I'm saying? He said, I owe you push-ups. And whack. I love it. Love it, love it, love it. Ooh. Now, enough of this Golden State talk, because I could go on all day long about this, but enough of that. Now, I want to talk about the Milwaukee Bucks going back to the Eastern Conference Finals for the first time since 2001. Most of y'all fans may not remember that 2001 team was basically led by Sam Cassell, Ray Allen, and Glenn Robinson. And then you had Tim Thomas, Darvin Ham, Irvin Johnson, Scott Williams, also Lindsey Hunter. And I could just keep naming the list, though. But you get the point. But the way the Celtics, got exposed in the series, they won the first game handedly. But and honestly though, I think the first game was more of a blessing in disguise, somewhat, because the Bucks just seemed to got more nastier, and Giannis did whatever he wanted. I mean, I never seen a guy who could dominate in the paint as well as Giannis can. Maybe with the exception of Shaq back in his prime when he was in Orlando, when he was a younger Shaq at that. But Giannis has a really good quick step, and he's long and rangy and can get to the basket at will. And the Celtics just could not figure out a way to prevent him from getting to the bucket. And Kyrie Irving, this is the last time you'll see Kyrie Irving as a member of the Boston Celtics. He's going to the New York Knicks. Bet on it. If you want to no, I was about to say, if you want to look back and say that I told y'all that Kyrie was going to the Knicks, you can look back at this last year. I'm saying it right now. Kyrie's going to the Knicks. I'm saying it right now. But Kyrie, he was horrible. He shot poorly in the series, and he just took too many jump shots. Now, I know I've been watching other YouTube videos about that whole controversy with between Russell Westbrook and Kyrie Irving. Let me say this right now. What Russell Westbrook he was trying too hard, and yes, he take a lot of shots, but Kyrie wasn't even doing anything to set his teammates up. He took way too many jump shots, and he just kept shooting and shooting and shooting. And all the Milwaukee Bucks did was, hey, if you keep shooting and keeps missing them, we'll have a chance. And he didn't get the other guys involved, and Gordon Hayward was too inconsistent. Probably still, wasn't playing up to par. Off the bench, and also when he was starting too. So that Celtics team is a complete mess. I don't know. And listen, I don't know how they can think about. I don't know how they can fix this. Let's see. 503 Wine wants a link. What's up, Big Money? Okay, 503. I'll send you a link, brother. Give me 1 second. All right. Give me 1 second, 503. All right. Give me 1 second, everybody. Okay, 503. I just sent out the link to you. But yeah, the Celtics right now they're in a complete and entirely mess, and I think that you may have to consider even trading Gordon Hayward. But the problem is, who's going to be the team that's going to accept that big fat contract that they gave him, during the offseason 2 years ago before the leg injury. So the Celtics got a lot of things to fix before they can try to reclaim themselves as contenders now. But salute to the Bucks. They made it to the conference finals, and I hope. And let me say this too. I know I still got Toronto winning it, but I hope that Philadelphia wins. So at least I control around with 78 and with the whole Jimmy Butler thing. So it's always freaking hilarious stuff because y'all hear 78 when he keeps talking saying that fuck Jimmy Butler, musty ass nigga. Oh man, that thing is hilarious though, man. Real talk. So 503. If you're hearing this though, bro, I just sent out the link to you. Duke says, I remember a while ago, Rajon Rondo told Chris Paul he will never win a championship ring. It looks like it's coming to fruition. I agree. I agree. I think at this point right now, you know, I don't put any blame on Chris Paul for his performance in the series, but Chris Paul, it just has not had any luck in this postseason, and I never liked Rondo anyway, but still, Chris Paul, it's just one of those guys who just is too intense. He rubs people off the wrong way, and he's had injuries, bad injuries during the postseason, and just could not get it done. And that's just how it is. You know what I'm saying? So at the end of the day, you know, the Milwaukee, I still got the Milwaukee Bucks reaching the NBA Finals against the Golden State Warriors, barring if Durant, can somehow get healthy. I think he'll be okay. I think I think once the few days in between should at least give him some rest so he can probably get his calf injury together. And I think by at least games 3 and 4, he'll probably come back, and probably get his legs back underneath him. But the way they were reporting it, it was basically saying the injury is much more serious than I thought it would. But I never bought into the reports. I thought it was just more of a strained calf injury. You know, Probably just gonna have to ice it up and just give us some rest for about a couple of days. But I know he's gonna miss probably the first 2 games of that Western Conference Final, and then probably get back to it in games 3 and 4 of that series. Duke says Paul has been in the league since 2005. His time is running out. I agree. Same with Carmelo Anthony. He's been in the league since 2003. He's only made it to one conference finals back in 2009 and never even sniffed an NBA Finals. I mean, you think about it. The guys in the '03 draft class, Dwayne Wade, LeBron James. Dwayne Wade's got 3 rings, and he's been to how many finals? Let's see. '06, 11, 12, 13, 14. 5 NBA Finals, while LeBron has made it to what? '07, 2011, 2012, 2013, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. 8 NBA Finals appearances. So combine that, that's about 14 NBA Finals appearances between the two. I mean, I should say, what's it? 8 plus 5 is 9, 10, 11, 12. Okay, 13 NBA Finals appearances between the two players. And you also had to include Chris Bosh there too. He also made 3 NBA Finals appearances. So that's 16 Finals appearances for the 3 best players of that '03 draft class. And Chris Paul has not even sniffed an NBA Finals. The same for Carmelo Anthony. It's a shame, man. It's a shame what the league does, though, bro. But it looks to me, I think that Chris Paul may leave this league maybe without a championship. But you never know what's going to happen next year, especially with the whole free agency class that is about to come in. A lot of money be shipped around. Stars moving other places. So we'll see what happens. We'll definitely see what's going to happen. The other thing I also wanted to touch upon today, it was also reported, salute the Ticket TV for this report, the Lakers fans protesting outside of Staples Center over the recent transgressions that has been going on with Jeannie Buss, as the owner, and also with Rob Pelinka's decision of not hiring Tyronn Lue to basically they're giving him a 3-year deal, and he rejected that. And a lot of the decisions that Jeannie Buss has made as owner is really making things worse for the Lakers at the moment, though. So let me just say those two. I believe at this point, Jeannie Buss just probably start planning on selling the Lakers because all the moves that she has done over over this past summer have been just awful. You wouldn't let Magic Johnson, do his job as the executive of basketball operations because remember, he wanted to draft De'Aaron Fox, but then Jeannie Buss overruled that and drafted Lonzo Ball. He wanted to fire Luke Walton. Jeannie Buss overruled that. So it's like I could understand why Magic Johnson decided, you know what, I can't deal with this. I quit. Now, the only thing I will, put some bit of criticism on Magic Johnson was that he quit without telling LeBron James or even telling Jeannie Buss. That's how much I'll give to that leeway. But there's no denying the Lakers are in a complete mess. And if Jeannie Buss cannot find a way to bring the Lakers back to their former glory, I'm telling you, the Clippers right now are looking better and better with each passing year. You got Steve Ballmer, who's investing into the team. You got I forgot the general manager's name. Shoot. And then you also got Jerry West is in his ear, you know, making those kind of decisions. Listen, Jerry West, when it comes to recruiting free agents, when it comes to like, getting stuff done, the dude is a legend. He's a legendary executive. And then you also got Doc Rivers, though, too. So with the extra cap space that's going to be cleared for this offseason, the Clippers have a chance to sign one or two top free agents next year. And they're hoping that one of them is going to be Kawhi Leonard and probably take a chance of trying to get Kevin Durant to come play for the Clippers. But right now, the Lakers, they can't rely on their laurels of being Laker Nation, the most popular franchise in LA, playing the first fiddle over the LA Clippers, because the Clippers right now, they're making moves and they're slowly getting themselves ready for the free agency market. And now, with this whole thing going on, with this whole mess going on with Tyronn Lue, now with free agency coming up, now these star players are going to look at that situation in LA and they're going to say, "Whoa, why should we want to play there? Why do we want to play for that dysfunctional mess of an organization like the Lakers right now?" Jeannie Buss is really, I'm telling you right now, the Buss children, Jim Buss, Jeannie Buss, they both have been responsible for the demise of the Los Angeles Lakers. Neither of them had done an excellent job with this team. And the time is now for Jeannie Buss to start planning on considering selling the Lakers. Give away to an owner who at least will try to do something to rebuild the glory of this franchise. How do you let Magic Johnson out the door and not allow him to do his job to try to improve the team? Yes, you got LeBron James. Yes, you got improved cap space. But the bad signings, not firing Luke Walton, all that controversy surrounding the Lakers, it's all on Jeannie Buss's head. And I'm sorry. As much as I want to blame LeBron for his involvement too, he does serve some blame for it, for creating also the same environment within the players. The ball rolls with Jeannie Buss. She wouldn't fire Rob Pelinka. She wouldn't fire Luke Walton until after Magic Johnson was let go. But by now it's too late. It's too late at the moment, and that's just how it is. So let me just go get a drink real quick. I'll be right back. And it's not alcohol. Trust me, I don't drink alcohol. All right, guys, I'm back. So let's go ahead and check out the chat. Duke says, "Me too," but LeBron was part of the Magic problem too. I agree. LeBron deserves the blame for what's going on with the Lakers though too. And Duke also says, "Yeah, it's a mess out there in LA." I agree, man. It's a huge mess right now. And Dr. Buss right now would be rolling out of his grave to see what his doing is going on to his organization right now. Because there's no way Dr. Buss would allow this kind of controversy and kind of allow this kind of scrutiny to happen to his Lakers. They would have figured out a way to get free agents to come over to the Lakers. And now the fact that you got free agents that are not willing to come down to LA, it's a bad look, man. It's a really bad look. So at the end of the day, you know, the blame relies on Jeannie Buss, and I you better hope Laker fans that she'll consider selling the team. But the way I see it, in all honesty, I don't think she'll have even thoughts of selling the team, because if she sells the team, in her mind and probably in her heart, it's a submission of quitting and probably disgracing the legacy of her father, you know. And I get it. I totally get it. But you have to do what's best for the franchise and what's best for the fans. that have been with this team since day one, since they moved from Minneapolis. You can't continue to play around these kind of games and try to retake control just because LeBron is there. You know, LeBron. Listen, you're gonna have to serve what LeBron needs if the Lakers are gonna be relevant again, and if they're gonna get back to the playoffs, they're gonna need to sign a top free agent. Now, I don't believe they're gonna get Kawhi Leonard, and I don't, and you're better, and they're not gonna get Kevin Durant because Kevin Durant does not want to team up with LeBron. So Duke asked me, "What do you think they can prove? What's going on?" It starts from the organization. I mean, I would say fire Rob Pelinka first. Bring in David Griffin. Somebody that knows how to bring in the skill set to help what LeBron can do. And since Kyrie's going to be a free agent, I think honestly, you may have to approach the Kyrie Irving and then maybe try to convince him to come play for the Lakers. Because to me, he's probably the only star player that I could see who could probably the Lakers could probably take a chance at grabbing upon. Now, here's another thing though too. Klay Thompson's going to be a free agent as well. Now, Klay Thompson wants to stay in Golden State, but he wants a max deal if he wants to stay. Because if he doesn't get anything but a max deal, he'll take his talents elsewhere. So, if you're the Lakers, I would do whatever I can, use every single resource you have in your salary cap, and give Klay Thompson a max deal to come play for the Lakers. Now, it's a long shot. I do agree with that. You better hope that the Warriors don't give him the max deal if you're a Laker fan. Because if that happens, the Lakers better take advantage of this and do whatever they can to get Klay Thompson to come down here to LA. So I would say fire Rob Pelinka, bring in somebody, maybe like a David Griffin or something like that, to really, steer the ship and try to at least, help the recruiting process, and then, I think the problem for Jeannie Buss is now Duke says LA don't have the calf half for, do they? Mm, I think they do. I believe. I don't think it's a deep cap like the Clippers is, but I think they got a moderate salary cap. I believe. I believe so. Yeah. Oh, for Klay Thompson. That's tough. That's gonna be tough because you're gonna have to make some. You're gonna have to release some. You know, garbage contracts to give Klay Thompson a max deal. So that's gonna be a tough thing to swallow. But if I'm the Lakers, I would do whatever I can to make that possible. Even if you have to trade Brandon Ingram or just probably let's say release Lonzo Ball to make it happen, I'd say go for it. What do you got to lose at this point? That's what I would do. 503. If you're still around, though, man, I just sent out the link to you in the Hangouts. Hold on one second, guys. Okay, so, but that's how I kind of see it, though. But man, everything about the Lakers right now is just a complete mess. With the Lonzo Ball thing, LeBron, controlling, manipulating narratives. You got like the mainstream people who try to kiss his behind on every turn. It's not looking good right now. And then you got now it's coming out that Jeannie Buss is trying to regain control of her franchise instead of bringing people in that could do the job, to help to steer the franchise back from mediocrity. It's only gonna get worse before it gets better, from my perspective. that's just how I kind of see things at the moment, though, man. So, but enough of that, though, man. But I think right now the Lakers right now they're gonna have another losing season, and they're not gonna make the playoffs again for next season either. And LeBron, he's never been traded in his career, but if I'm LeBron James right now, if things do not improve, I pull the plug and say, listen, trade me. Trade me elsewhere, That's just how I see it. But yeah, no, man. It was a great night of basketball. And then, like I said before, if you just tuning in, the Golden State Warriors close out the Houston Rockets in 6 games. The Splash Brothers showed up in the clutch while James Harden choked in the clutch. And yeah, he had 30 points, but he was bricking shots, missing free throws late in the second half, and when it comes down to it, you gotta make those big shots and big moments if you're the star player, and James Harden didn't do that. So that's just how it is, though, man. So, but now it comes down to the whole. Oh, by the way, I was gonna talk about the whole Portland and Denver thing. I want to say this though too. The most silent star in this series is not actually the obvious guys on both teams. The most silent star of that whole Portland and Denver series has been Rodney Hood. What I've been seeing from Rodney Hood is I've been very impressed with him because he's now playing in a better environment where he can just go in there, he knows his role, and he's produced big time. And in the game 3, he had the game winning shot, and I think, and also in game 6, he had about 26 points, and he got more playing time. So if I'm Terry Stotts, I would highly start Rodney Hood for Game 7 Sunday in the place of Aminu. Because Aminu, sure, he provides you defense, but Aminu has been struggling throughout the series in terms of his shot, and you know that you're gonna need more offensive punch rather than just the backcourt of CJ McCollum and Damian Lillard. And also another big signing that also helped them out is Enes Kanter. You know, Enes Kanter has done a really good job rebounding and playing that screen and roll play with Damian Lillard there too. It's really causing a lot of problems for the Denver front line too. But now the Portland Trailblazers are going to have to contend a hostile crowd in Denver, and maybe inexperience might play a role in that Game 7 too. It's going to come down to which star player can make the big plays and who's going to be the second star that's going to help out the main guys on both sides. That's just how I kind of see it at this point, though, man. And Rodney Hood. Let me say this right now: if you're LeBron James, you should be ashamed of yourself because Rodney Hood's been producing and he's playing better basketball in Portland. And that just goes to show you that LeBron don't make his teammates better. He basically tries to manipulate and try to put the gun to their heads every time they step on the basketball court because he wants to control the basketball and everybody else is a spot up shooter. You just stay there, spot up, shoot. And right now, Rodney Hood's showing you that he can create his own shot. He's very good in the post against smaller guards. He can shoot, and his defense is is decent. But he's providing that third punch on offense that the Blazers have needed in the playoffs. And I hope Terry Stotts makes the right decision and starts him in Game 7. You're going to need offensive punch in that Game 7, especially on the road. I don't trust Aminu to get out of his shooting slump. He's been shooting what 30% in the series. Not good enough. You're gonna have to put in guys that know how to put the ball in the bucket. And Rodney Hood's his ability to score is going to be the critical thing for the Portland Trailblazers. So now, for that statement alone, I'm going to go with the Portland Trailblazers to beat the Denver Nuggets in Game 7. Now, I did say before that I got the Nuggets and the Warriors in the conference final, but there's just something about. But I think that inexperience of that team is going to derail them, and even despite the fact that they're at home. I trust more that the backcourt of the Portland Trail Blazers is going to come through and just do the job. You know what I'm saying? So that's just how I kind of see it, though, man. I got the Portland Trail Blazers in the 7th game on Sunday, and that's my prediction to that. So I'm gonna go ahead and wrap this up, though, man. So it's been a great live stream. Thanks for everybody that is tuning in. Chopping up in the chat there as well, though, man. Go ahead and smash that like button on the way out, though, too. I'm gonna be back tomorrow, 3 p.m. Central Time, and I'm gonna have Stay Ready. Eat his crow about his Rockets, though. But before that basketball discussion, I'm gonna have a little bit of a preview discussion with some close brothers, though, man, about the stuff that's going on in my native country of Eritrea too. So y'all stay tuned. You don't want to miss that. So everybody have a great night. This has been MehariNation Sports Podcast here. Salute to the entire LDBC, and we'll see y'all tomorrow at 3 p.m. Central Time right here on YouTube. Have a good night, everybody.